the test body. That will not work, guys. So please grow up, come out from your core Java skills. Think like a real-time developer, how projects will be developed in the companies. I hope you are clear what is this method is doing. Read unlock email body. Is this method clear for you? Is this method clear for you? Now you are saying yes, yes. Tomorrow if you don't show me the assignment, then I will tell what you are going to do. Fine. Here, send email with password to unlock the account. Email utils class available. Let's inject email utils class also in our class because that is having a method. Private email utils. Now I'm injecting email utils class into my service class by using auto wiring. Okay. Now go to here, send email with the temporary password to unlock the user account. So what we will do here, email utils dot send email to subject body, to address subject and body. Right, body already we have a method. Read unlock account mail body. I am passing user form object as a parameter which is going to give us mail body. Subject is a single line. Subject you can read from the YML. User registration. So this is my subject of the mail. And body, already we are reading that from another method. One method is available just to read the mail body. To address, to whom we need to send that mail, user form dot get email. Which user is registering? For that user mail ID, we have to send the email. Which user is registering in our application? For that user, I am sending the mail. That is my to address. If you register in this application, you will provide some mail ID at the time of registration. For that mail ID, that you are giving some mail ID, that mail ID I am taking as a to address. So that to your given email ID, email should go. Subject, I have hard coded the subject. Body I am reading from a method. The method is reading the body from a file. The data coming from the file, from that file data, we are replacing that actual values and we are using that as a mail body. Look at this method now. Understood guys, how I am sending the email now. Next, what else is pending? Forgot password email is pending. For forgot password email also, I have created one template. Recover password email body template. Recover body email template. Okay. Recover body email template. This is the template for recovering the password. Now see what is there in this recover password. Hi, first name, last name. Welcome to Ashok IT. Please find your password below. I am giving the password. Okay, we need to write one more method. To read the data from this file. This is used for sending forgot password email. Now see what is our requirement for the forgot password. Could you please read this requirement? requirement for the forgot password? All of you? All of you. Could you please read this requirement for forgot password? Could you please read the requirement for the forgot password? Right. So we need to send a mail for that user. For that also, password will be changing, usernames are changing. So I have taken one file for that also. Now I need to write one more method to read the mail data. Read forgot password email body. Read forgot password email body. Here just read forgot password email body. Forgot password email body. Got it? Forgot password email body. Now here I am going to take entity object, user account entity object, because we are retrieving that from the database. What is this mail body? Recover password email. What is this? Recover password email body template.txt. This is the file name. In this file, first name, last name will be available. First name, last name will be available, and password will be available. First name is a placeholder, last name is a placeholder, password is a placeholder. First name, last name, and password. User dot get first, one second. Entity dot get first name, entity dot get last name, entity dot get password. So this method will read the data required for sending. Read recover password email body. Read recover password email body. Same thing, just file name is changing. Just file name is changing. Clear with this? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with my point? Read recover password email body. Read recover password email body. I'm trying to read the data from this. Now go and call this method where send password to user in the email. Now here also string subject recover password, recover password. Body, how you will get the body? How you will get the body? String body is equal to get recover password email body. Body is equal to recover, read recover password email body by passing user account object. By passing user account object. Subject is there, body is there. Then email utils dot send email. Same method, just to address is going to change. Subject and body is going to change. To address, from where I can get it? Given email ID. Given email ID. This is used to send the mail to recover the password. When user click on forgot password button with the mail ID, when user click on forgot password with that mail ID, we are checking with that mail ID, do we have any record in the database or not? With the given mail ID, do you have any record in the database or not? If we have record in the database, then we are going to read the mail body and we will send the mail to the user password sent to your registered email ID. That's it. Whatever the password is there in the database, we are sending that password in the mail. User can see that password and can log in into the account. This is called recover password functionality. This is called recover password functionality. So with this, are we done with our service layer implementation? With this, can I say we are done with our service layer implementation? Come on. Are we done with our service layer implementation? Yes or no? Service layer implementation is done. Next, we need to create our REST controllers, guys. For this application, we need to create the REST controllers. Backend, database logic, service logic, email functionality also completed. Now, let's create REST controllers in this project. Let's create REST controllers in this project. Main important point now, new package. So in dot ashokid.rest. Guys, tell me, where is the business logic of our application now? Where is the business logic of our application? Business logic will be there in the controller or in the service. Business logic is there in the service. Okay. Now, can you tell me how many REST controllers we need? Can you tell me how many REST controllers we need for this project? 4. 4 REST controllers we need. Very good. New class. I'm taking login REST controller. I'm taking login REST controller. Okay. I'm representing this class as a REST controller by using @REST controller annotation. I need to have one method here. When user click on the login, now I need to handle that request. Public response entity of string login method. Public response entity of string login method. Okay. First, in this login method, we need to call service layer method. So for that, I am taking private user management service. Private user management service. How I am injecting service object here? By using auto void. By using auto void. Okay. Login. Login method is expecting login form. Login method is expecting login form. It is binding to post mapping /login. It is binded to post mapping /login. Now, what this method will do? Simply service dot login check by passing login object. Login form object. It is going to return some status. Login check status. We are going to get status. Whatever the status we are getting, return new response entity. New response entity of body comma status. Body is what? This is the status. Then HTTP status dot okay. HTTP status dot okay. This our login REST API method is completed. Nothing. It is just our REST controllers are just to handle the request and response. Whenever user click on this sign in button, then immediately request will come to this REST API. This is a post request method. It is expecting the data in the request body. It is expecting the data in the request body. Whatever the login form data you fill, you click on submit. That login form data will come to this REST controller in the request body in the form of object. Using that object, we are calling the service layer method. Service layer method will execute the business logic, will return some status, login status, success or failure, whether it is an invalid credential, whether it is unlock account message, or whether it is a successful login. We are going to get that as a response here. We are going to get that as a response here. Okay, login form binding class will have email ID and password, just two fields. It is used to bind this form data. User will enter the data in the two fields and click on submit. That form data will be stored into these two variables. That is our login form binding class. That is our login form binding class. Nothing is there. It is just a class with two variables. That's it. Are you clear with this REST controller for login functionality? Are you clear with this REST controller for login functionality? Now, what is the next one? What is the next one? Registration. Registration. Registration REST controller. New class. Here I am going for registration REST controller. Registration REST controller. Represent this class also as a REST controller by using @REST controller annotation. By using @REST controller. Let's inject service here. Let's inject service here. Private user management service using auto wiring. Using auto wiring. Now, can you tell me what are the methods we need to write in the registration REST controller? Can you tell me? Can you guys think and tell me? Can you guys think and tell me what are the methods I need to write in my REST controller for registration page? One method or two methods or three methods or four methods? Four methods, huh? Very good. Very good. First one, public response entity of string email check method. String email ID. Email ID. Email I'm expecting as a path variable. That email I'm expecting as a path variable. Email should come in the URL pattern. Now, I'm binding this method to get mapping /email /email. Email check /email. So this email will come in the URL. Email check /email will come in the URL. Then what this method will do? Service dot email check. I'm going to pass that email ID for this service layer method. For this service layer method. Whatever the email ID I'm getting, I'm passing to my service layer method. I'm storing that into this variable. Status. Duplicate or unique. Then return new response entity of status and HTTP status dot OK. HTTP status dot OK. So this method, whenever user enter a mail ID, when user enter a mail ID, then this method will be called, which will tell that email ID is unique or duplicate. It will tell that email ID is unique or duplicate. So this method is binded to get request. Can you see this? This method is binded to get request. When I am writing the code, it is easy for you. But when you start writing the code, then it will start. Then the picture will start. When I am writing, everything is easy. But if you want to do it on your own, then you are not able to. Fine. Next, email check is completed. Then country data we have to load. I'm going to take public response entity of map of that integer comma string. Okay. Load countries, get countries. get countries method I am taking. Service dot load countries. Service dot load countries. This countries method is giving countries map. Now what should we do? Return new response entity of countries map of HTTP status dot OK. Return response entity of countries map of HTTP status dot OK. Let us bind this method to get mapping. Let us bind this method to get mapping. Here I am writing the URL as countries. I am writing the URL as countries. Is this clear, guys? What is the purpose of this method in the REST controller? Are you clear with this method? What is the purpose of this method in the REST controller? It is used to load the data for countries drop down. It is used to load the data for countries drop down. Now, uske baad, what is next step? When the country is selected, we need to get the states data. Let me take this method. Let me take this method here. I will write states based on country ID. For the states, I need the country ID. I need the country ID. Get the states. Country ID, I'm expecting integer of country ID. Country ID. States of get country ID. Service dot load states based on country ID. Now, this is my states map. This is my states map. Now see, this value I'm expecting as path variable. This value I'm expecting as path variable. This value I'm expecting as a path variable. When user selected a country, that country based states we have to load. So country ID we are expecting as a path variable. Based on that country ID, I'm loading the states and I'm returning. Similarly, we need cities. Now, let me write cities method. For this cities loading, I need state ID. Now here I will write a method get cities. For cities, we want state ID. For cities, we want state ID. Now here I will call service dot load cities. Service dot load cities based on the state ID. This is my cities map. This is my cities map. I'm keeping the cities map here. I'm keeping the cities map here. Are you able to follow this coding now? Getting the first of all, we are writing a method to check whether email is unique or duplicate. Second method, getting the countries. Next, based on the countries and based on the country ID, I'm loading the states. Based on the state ID, I'm loading the cities. These are for drop downs. These methods are used for drop down data. Next, I want to save the user, that is the final one. When user click on register button, that data should be saved. Okay. Public response entity of string user, save user. Right. Here, this method is binded to post mapping because user data is coming. I'm writing post mapping of user, that is used to insert the user. User form, I'm expecting user form data as a parameter. That means user form data will come in the request body. User form data will come in the request body. Service dot save user with that user form object. Then it is going to service.save user with that user object. Then it is going to return status. Whether that user is saved or not, that status will come. Then return new response entity of that status and the HTTP status dot created nothing but that user record is inserted. Created nothing but that user record got inserted. Created. Okay. This method is used to save the user record in the database table. Whenever you call save user, what will happen? It is going to save the record into the table by generating a random password. It will generate a random password. It will set the status as locked, and it is going to insert the record in the table, and it is going to send the email also for the user to unlock the account. So lot of functionality is there inside the save user method. Lot of functionality, but in the REST controller, we are just calling the method. We are just calling the method in the REST controller. समझे? So with this, can I say my registration REST controller is completed? Can I say registration REST controller is completed? One method for email unique check. One method for loading the data for countries drop down. One method to load the data for states drop down based on the country ID. One method to load the cities drop down data based on the state ID. One method is used to save the user. Chalo. Next, unlock account REST controller. Unlock account REST controller. Unlock account REST controller. Make it as a REST controller by using REST controller annotation. Here also we need to inject the service. It is simple, just one method only. Inject service, private user management service, services. How I am injecting that service? Using auto wiring. Just write one method to handle unlock account form request. When user is registered, application will send a mail for the user. When user click on the hyperlink, this will open it. This form will be opened. In this form, user will fill the data, will click on submit. Okay, there should be a method to handle that. Public response entity of string unlock account. It is expecting unlock account form data. It is expecting unlock account form data. Service dot unlock account, you just pass that unlock account object. It is going to give you some status, right? This data, form data should come in the request body. Form data should come in the request body. As it is a form data, we are going to bind this method to post request, post mapping, unlock. Post mapping, unlock is that method name. This method having a logic to unlock the account, update the temporary password. If the password is correct, then it will update the password. Account will be unlocked. Then return new response entity of unlock account of HTTP status dot OK. Your account is unlocked successfully. Your account is unlocked successfully. See this. REST controller method is receiving the request from the UI. This method is taking the form data in the form of request body, and it is calling our service layer method. It is calling our service layer method. Good. With this, unlock account functionality REST API completed. Unlock account functionality REST API complete. Okay. What next? Forget password REST controller. New class. Forget password REST controller. Forget password REST controller. Yes, to make this as a REST controller, we should use REST controller annotation. We should use REST controller annotation. We need to inject our service layer here. We are going to inject our service class. Then write one method here also. Public response entity of string, which is forget password, string email ID. I'm expecting that email ID as a path variable. I'm expecting that email ID as a path variable from the UI. Whatever the email ID is coming, I'm simply calling service dot forget password of that email ID. Service method will take care of sending the email. Service method will take care of sending that email. Okay. It is giving some status forget password. Return new response entity of forget password HTTP status dot okay. Find this method to one get request, get mapping of forget password slash email ID. That is a path variable. That is a path variable. Got it? You got my point now? You got my point? I love you. So with this, our coding is done. Then finally, we are adding one Swagger configure class, which is used to generate the documentation for our REST API. Swagger documentation already we have added for the first mini project. Similarly, we are adding Swagger for our second mini project. We are adding Swagger for our second mini project also. So this is the code that we have done. Now finally, our backend code is ready, but I'm not sure this code is going to work as expected or not. With my imagination, I have implemented this code. Now I need to test this code. Now I need to test this code. Can you say that? Can you say that every functionality will work as expected? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have just analyzed my requirement. I have just analyzed my requirement. Based on that my analysis, I have implemented my classes and I have written the code. So what is pending thing now? What is pending thing now? What is pending thing now? Testing. Testing. Do I have the UI to test it? Do I have the UI to test it? No. Then how can I test this code? My backend, so many functionalities I have implemented in the backend. How can I test my backend functionality is working or not? By using Swagger, or by using Postman, I have to test my functionality. By using Swagger or by using Postman, I have to test my functionality. Anybody having questions in this implementation? Yeah. Gripson, what's your doubt?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. I have some problem in the analysis. So I realize that we have a relationship between the country the state and
Currently, I'm not taking any relationship in the tables. I have created them as a separate tables. I have created them as a separate tables. I have not created any. I have not established any relationship in the tables.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Priya, what is your doubt?
No, yes, I think you manage the relationship. So my question would be regarding the relationship.
No. I have not. I directly have created. I have not used any relationship because.
Yeah, my question would be being given that we have a relationship between country like with state and also city.
Sure.
I would say why we have the three ID country, a city, state, and the user a class. That would be my question.
Right. Now, whatever the data that user is selected here in the registration page, the IDs I'm going to store in the table of the user table. That because that user belongs to which ID, which country ID, which country name, which state. That data I'm storing there.
Okay. And also, and could you? I do not know in the next project if we will be able to make experience with the managing infinite loop and one-to-many and many-to-one relationship.
Sure. The relationships also I will take it as a separate session. I will tell you how to manage the relationships in the tables. Now, you see, already this project functionality is complex. People, I don't know how many days the people will take to complete. If I add the relationship, then it will become more complex. Then people will not understand. That's why I have not added that.
Yeah, and also I see that we implemented a logging functionality.
Logging, security, JUnits I will do. First, once our coding is done, if everything is working fine, then we will add the tools to the project.
Okay, thank you so much.
So, what is your opinion on this project? Are you able to do it on your own?
Yeah, it is very useful. I did implement the email service, but I will try to do it like you do with the file, and I would like to know if it is the best practice for enterprise to implement to the email body in a file.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I would like to know if it is the right practice, best practice.
Yeah, this is the best practice because every user body is different, right? For every user email body is going to be different. Then we can't hard code that body. So that's why I kept that in a file and I'm reading that from the file.
Okay, in my project, I implemented in a method.
Oh, okay. But tomorrow, if you want to change that body text, then you have to change the Java program, right?
Oh, okay. Understand.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Priya, what is your doubt?
So I just wanted to ask, like earlier we had only one rest controllers, so that's why we added this one. This project actually separate rest controllers.
Yeah, even if whenever you added multiple REST controllers also, for the Swagger configuration, we are not giving the name of the REST controller, we are giving the package of the REST controller. It is going to scan all the classes available in that package.
So the same code will work for
same Swagger code will work for the second project also. No need to change single line also. Here, base package. In which package your REST controllers are available, you are giving that package name. Okay. Same code will work. Here you need to pass your package name, that's it. In which package you have REST controllers? in.ashokid.rest package. In this package we have the REST controllers. This Swagger config will generate the documentation for all the REST controllers which are available in this package. Yeah, good. Anyone else having the doubts on this backend implementation? Guys, today is the deadline for you to implement this backend. Yeah, Jitendra, what's your question? Jitendra, what's your doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
for
hi.
For sending in email and all, so we are using .vm extension file, sir.
Anything, sir. You can, if you want to do some formatting now, this mail body is just basic text with the HTML. Na? If you want to apply some templates kind of thing, let me show you. Yesterday I have created one email for email campaigns. If you want such kind of beautiful templates for the email, then you can go for a .vm. I will show you one email for you. I will show you one email for you. Yeah, see here. If you want to send emails like this, some buttons and all. Now, can you see this mail is just a text or it is a template?
This is template, sir.
If you want to send a mail with this kind of template, then you can go for a .vm extension. If you want to send as a plain text, then whatever I have taken, this is just a plain text. If you want to beautify that, then you can go for the .vm and you can do that.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay, fine. Perfect. Anyone else having the doubts? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's regarding what you have just said. The beautiful.
.vm extension, we can use time-leaf templates for the mail send.
The time-leaf template.
Yeah, time-leaf template, yes.
The file which will have this extension.
Yes, right. Now I have used .txt, na? Then they will use time-leaf template with the .vm extensions to beautify that template. You check Spring Boot mail functionality with the time-leaf template. You can beautify that.
Okay.
In our scenario, I'm just taking a HTML. Right, guys? Yeah. Ratnaraju, tell me, sir, what is your doubt?
Yes, actually, FTL are not created, sir, in my MySQL requirements, sir.
Sorry, can you come again?
Table, sir. User management table system I have created schema. In that no tables, sir. That's it.
Tables are not created means you have to add this property, DDL auto update. Yeah, I will give this YML file in the chat. If you add this, you have to add this properties. 1 second, sir. I don't need to give application messages. Yeah, up to here I'm giving you. You need to add this properties in the YML file. Here I'm giving you auto update, not DDL auto update. Then only your tables will be created. Yeah. So this is our YML file. Yeah. Here you need to configure your email ID and your password to send the mails. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Right.
One more thing, sir. That's when we are giving the URL of AWS, do not give me not accepting the passwords, sir. I mean,
sometimes it is maybe you need to give the key name as JDBC URL instead of just URL. Yeah, make the change to the key like this. Okay. Yeah, you check it. If you are getting that exception, then you make that change.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
It will display clearly in the description what error it is. If they ask you to configure JDBC URL as the key, then you need to configure that.
Yes, sir. So it is not accepting my password, sir. What I have created in AWS or RDS, sir. That's it.
Yeah, you check it once. You check it with this key name.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Fine. All right. Anyone else having questions?
So just can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So suppose my project has created ready and I have created a more file. So in AWS we are doing manually copy and pasting our project. So in the Java also can be used in AWS storage. So can directly upload the file.
Yes, sir. If you from the Java program you want to upload the data to S3 buckets, na? For that you need to use AWS SDK. Yes, AWS SDK dependencies are available. By using that, you can directly store the data from Java program to S3 bucket.
So only in SJ bucket and can do all the other functionality also with Java.
Anything, all for every service we have this SDK available in the AWS. By using this, we can perform things with the 8 Java programs.
So do you have any link for that?
No, sir, I have not created that. I will do some videos on that part.
Because currently I'm doing in my current project.
You just Google it, man.
Yeah, I got that solution, that SDK. So with the SDK, I'm trying to fetching images from AWS bucket.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, right, guys. Guys, I'm expecting everybody will complete the backend API by today before coming to tomorrow's session. Tomorrow, I will do testing of my backend API by using Swagger UI. Then we will start implementing the UI part for this project. Okay? We will do the backend testing. I want everybody to complete the backend testing also today. You have to implement the project, you have to test it and be ready. Host in the AWS or Heroku, wherever you want, you can host it. Once the hosting is completed, then we need to go for our backend functionality, integration testing. Then we will go for front-end development by using Angular. So I'm hoping that everybody will complete this project by today. Please take it seriously. This project will give you a lot of confidence if you do it on your own. If you do this project on your own, then it will give you a lot of confidence. Now tell me, by tomorrow can you do it, or you need time tomorrow also so that I can take the session on Monday? You guys tell me that. You discuss that in the group. If you guys do this project on your own, then definitely your confidence levels are going to increase. Definitely your confidence levels are going to increase if you complete this project on your own. So you guys need today time or today and tomorrow time to complete the backend. Tell me that. Today and tomorrow, or only today is sufficient? People are not responding. Only 2 people responded. Deepali and Sanjala asking 2 days time so that they will complete. Monday should start the Angular, that is what they are telling. You guys need the 2 days time, huh? Okay then. Take the 2 days today and tomorrow. Then we will start the UI development on Monday. Take 2 days time today and tomorrow. Then we will start the Angular on Monday for this second project. Guys, I'm giving 2 days of time. If you don't complete, then I cannot do anything. Every functionality I have implemented in the live. It's not like I'm executing the previous batch example. I have developed the code in front of you. I have done the analysis and I have implemented that code. Coding is completed. Now I want you guys to do that code on your own. Guys, don't share anybody code in the Telegram group. Don't share the code in the Telegram group. If they face a problem, just help them to solve the problem. Don't give your workspace. Don't share your Git repositories in the Telegram group. If anybody facing a problem, they will upload the screenshot. You just tell the solution to solve that problem. People should improve problem solving skills. You need to improve your problem solving skills. You need to improve your programming skills. If you take some other developer code, you cannot learn anything. So try to do it on your own. If you are getting any problem, just send me a message in the Telegram. Our people will respond. If they are not able to solve your problem, then I will respond. I will tell you how to solve that problem. Good. Yeah, Sanjeev, what is your doubt? संजीव कुमार, व्हाट्स योर डाउट? आपका वॉइस नहीं आ रहा भाई, बहुत कम आवाज आ रहा है. Type in the chat, man. Type in the chat. I can't hear your voice there. You type in the chat box. I will read it. Guys, 2 days time I think think it is more than sufficient to complete the backend implementation for this? Monday I will check your backend implementations. I want directly the URL which you hosted in the cloud. You do the backend implementation, you test it, and you share me your backend API cloud URL so that I can test it. Okay? Fine. Thank you. Tomorrow we don't have a class. Tomorrow also I am giving for your practice. Monday we will start front end for this. I will show you how to test this in the Monday session. In front of you, I will host this project in the cloud platform on the Monday. Then we will start front end development for this application. Thank you guys. Happy weekend. Don't forget to practice this. Please complete it. Bye bye.
Iya,